School food service is complicated and must follow a variety of different guidelines. This video is designed to give people who do not work in school food service a better understanding of what is involved in providing meals to students. Please talk to your school food service director if you would like additional information or specifics on your school. Let's get started. Today, school food service involves more than just lunch. In addition to lunch, your school may participate in some or all of the other programs, such as the school breakfast program, summer food service program, fresh fruit and vegetable program, and the special milk program. These programs are all part of the USDA, but administered by local authorities such as the Department of Education. The Healthy Hungry Free Kids Act of 2010 was the first major change to school meals in more than a decade. The changes are based on the latest nutrition science and dietary guidelines for Americans. School meals now include more fruits, vegetables, and whole grain-rich foods, only fat-free and low-fat milk, right-sized meals with portions designed for a children's age, and less saturated fat, trans fat, and sodium. It is helpful to remember that each of these programs has its own unique requirements. Your food service director has the responsibility of ensuring that the different requirements are followed. As you start thinking of what foods you would like to offer at your grab-and-go breakfast, your food service director will be able to tell you how the various foods fit into these requirements, as well as cost and food safety guidelines. Offer versus Serve is a provision in the National School Lunch Program and the School Breakfast Program that allows students to decline some of the food offered. The goals of Offer versus Serve are to reduce food waste in the school meal programs while permitting students to decline foods that they do not intend to eat. At breakfast, schools must offer students all three required components in at least the minimum required amounts. The components at breakfast are grains, with optional meats and meat alternatives allowed, juice, fruit, vegetable, and milk. Under Offer versus Serve, a student must be offered at least 4 food items and must select at least 3 of these food items, one of which must be a half a cup of fruit or vegetable for the Offer versus Serve. Let's look at an example. At breakfast, a school must offer the 4 items from the 3 components, a grain, fruit, vegetable, and milk. For example, the school may offer 1 ounce cereal, 1/2 cup juice, 1/2 cup strawberries, and 8 ounces of milk as the 4 food items. Under Offer versus Serve, the student could select cereal, milk, and 1/2 cup of the juice for a reimbursable breakfast. Except for selecting a 1/2 cup fruit, it is the student's choice to select or decline food items. So, the student could take 1 ounce cereal, 1/2 cup juice, and 8 ounces of milk, or 1 ounce cereal, 1/2 cup berries, and 8 ounces milk to count as a reimbursable meal. This example was taken from the USDA Offer versus Serve guidance. It is important to note that Offer versus Serve is slightly different for lunch. Contact your food service director for more information on Offer versus Serve. School food service budgets are often very tight. Let's look at an example from 2013. In 2013, the average cost of a school meal was $3.30. Students, however, do not pay the actual cost of a meal. To make up the difference, schools receive reimbursement from the federal government. For every paid meal a student ate in 2013, the school received 29 cents. The school received $2.67 for each reduced price meal and $3.07 for each free meal. To offset the difference between the actual cost and the federal reimbursement, schools receive government food commodities. In addition, some states also reimburse the school. Finally, paid students add to the revenue generation. By increasing the number of school meals served, including breakfast, schools can increase their revenue through government reimbursements and paid meals. In other words, more meals equals more money to the school food service. Enhancing the school breakfast program is one way to increase the breakfast participation and thus increase the meals served and money to school food service. The food served the first day of school in the fall are planned many months in advance. In fact, some of the planning begins in January when school food service staff start to look at what foods they would like to serve in the next school year. In February, schools can attend the Commodity Food Show, where food service directors learn and taste new foods that are part of the USDA Commodity Food Program. Your food service director can let you know any new items that might be offered that would be good to have on their breakfast program. To get the best prices, the food service director also completes rebates and puts food items out for bid. This typically happens in March and April. In addition to tracking food cost, the director must also gather the necessary nutrition information for all food served. This is done at the end of the school year or during the summer, depending upon the school district. Late winter is a good time to start working with school food service to implement a new breakfast program in the fall. School food service directors are busy during the day, especially in the morning. Here are a few suggestions for contacting school food service directors. Avoid Monday, as this is typically a very busy day. Try calling after 1 or 1:30 when lunch is done being served. When you call and get an answer, be sure to ask if now is a good time to visit. And finally, if you don't get an answer, leave a couple options on their answering machine on how they can get a hold of you. There are a lot of exciting things happening in school food service. Ask the food service director if he or she can spend a few minutes telling you about what is happening at your school. Talk about what is going well, what challenges they are having, and how you can support them in their work and advocate for school meals. By establishing a good relationship, you can assist the food service director in implementing a new breakfast program.